Good evening, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to announce that the winner of the 2012 Docemus Award in the category of secondary teacher is Chet Kursavani. Chet's larger-than-life presence has been one of the defining features of St Augustine's College for the last 30 years. During that time, in addition to teaching across a number of subject areas, he has held a number of positions, including year and senior studies coordinators positions, as well as heading up the college's vocational educational staff. Currently, in conjunction with his teaching load, he is the head of college development and communication. In this role, he is tasked with managing the college's links with the wider community, a task that he is uniquely qualified for because of his vast network of past students and families. There is hardly an area of the college where Chet has not worked. His enthusiasm and willingness to tackle new challenges is often remarked upon by staff. Often this willingness is driven by a commitment to go where he is needed or where he sees a need. Because of this, he has often been the first member of staff to break new ground, to take up inaugural positions as they develop, including his current position. However, it is in the classroom that Chet has made his most important contribution. His teaching style is very relational. His favourite saying about teaching is that teachers teach students, not subjects. He has a deep and sustained impact on the boys who come under his care. In talking to past students of the college, the most common conversation you hear is about teachers who taught them, and invariably this involves a query, an affectionate query, as to whether Curso is still at the college. This relational style carries over into his connections with other members of the school community, especially staff and parents. It is often the case that Chet will approach members of the college leadership team to represent a concern about, or on behalf of a student, parent or staff member. His classroom teaching practices are exemplary across a broad range of curricula. Chet is a driving force behind the college community's ongoing connection to the Maris charism. He leads the lay Maris group at the college that seeks to involve members of the college community in a deepening of Maris spirituality. Largely, due to his efforts, the active members of this group represent one of the largest in the network of Australian Maris schools. It can be truly said of Chet that he has made a difference. He is one of the long-term members of staff who anchor the spirit and charisms of St Augustine's College, particularly in relation to its Maris traditions. At the same time, he has always displayed a willingness to try new things as long as they had benefit for the boys within his care. Chet is a most worthy recipient of the Docemus Award, and I ask him to come forward to receive that, Sister Therese.
Father Neil, Dr. Bill Saltman, Dylan family, ladies and gentlemen. I'm one of those people who got notified at the last minute about this award, and I couldn't believe it. I must say I'm very, very humbled by the award, that so many people would think so highly of me. I guess tonight for me has been a bit of a learning curve, because I've learned something about me that I didn't really know. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the people who nominated me, the people who considered me, and the people who saw that I was worthy of this award. But above all, I'd like to thank St Augustine's College. They're the people who really put me on this platform, and I credit St Augustine's as being the place that put me on my faith journey. My faith journey began with a staunch staunch Catholic mother, and a father who went outside when we went to church for a smoke. Wasn't too concerned. In my room there was a big picture of a fire and these charred bodies, and this character with the pitchfork that resembled something like Hot Stuff comics. And I grew up originally with the fear of God, because that was what was going to happen if you didn't adhere to the right things, so to speak. Anyhow, I began my Catholic education experience at Silkwood Primary School, and then we moved from Silkwood, and my dad moved to tobacco farming in Nimbula, and there wasn't a Catholic school there, so a lot of my original beliefs fell away. But when I got to secondary age, my parents sent me to boarding school, and I was sent to St Augustine's at the age of 11. And the first thing I did was try to run out as soon as I got there, because I was so scared. But St Augustine's for me is like a second family. The school really, even in those early years, formed my faith. I learned about the love of God, and it's the love of God that gives me and fires my passion. Just the last week I've spent 4 days on the Mitchell River with a group of Year 10s on a camp, and last night after Lantern Stalk we sat down to look at the stars and talk about the universe and talk about something that might be out there, and the conversation came to God. And I just want to reflect on some of the comments that were made. First of all, I must say that I was grateful for the depth of spirituality that was shown by some of those students. It moved me. It helped fire my passion, as it always does. So many of these boys are wholesome and positive young people, generally searching for meaning and expression in their spiritual lives. I have been humbled and thrilled as I've heard some of them articulate their image and experience of their God. I'm also conscious that we're living in an increasingly secular society where shallow and material values are held up as paramount. We are continually bombarded by messages of instant gratification, consumerism, a dog-eat-dog mentality. The media stipulates and stunts our outlook and views of life. Seldom are values of integrity, respect for self, and service to others put forward with the message that a spiritual centre and a prayerful relationship with a loving, forgiving, and caring God is the only reality that ultimately matters. Yet, despite the pressures and influences to the contrary, our thirst for a personal relationship with the living God is clearly demonstrated by what I've experienced with these boys. The language is often different. And in many cases, they are definitely not committed to the institutional church. As religious educators then, we need to be challenged by their call to authenticity. To keep presenting the church as the struggling, pilgrim people of God, called to holiness, wholeness, and more importantly, to service. The church, with its teachings, traditions, and rich sacramental life, has so much to offer. And that's how I see teaching, and that's what fires my passion. It's a call to service. I was sitting there before, and looking at that banner over there. And I thought, how appropriate is that? A quality faith-based education. Quality because we produce educated people, not educated products. And faith-based because I believe that for a lot of kids, schools are the only experience of church that they have or will have. And it's important for us to provide those Pentecost moments. We plant a seed and you never know when it may grow. So I see my job as very important, but I'm propped up by a very great school, a great staff, a family spirit. I believe in the pillars of Marist education. I believe that there's a distinct pedagogy in Marist education. The pillars of simplicity. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it too much. Presence. Get out there amongst the boys or the students. Live with them. It's your example that they really want. If you can lead by example, you may not measure that immediate success, but down the track they will remember you. Family spirit. It's important to give kids that self-esteem, to feel welcome and cared for and nurtured. A lot of the kids arrive and all you have to do to change them is give them hope. So, once again, thank you to all who saw that I was worthy of this award. I'm very, very humbled by it. And I hope that people who follow in my footsteps can be worthy of it as well. Thank you very much to all.